If I can only use the right amount of logic, my argument will be airtight.
My brain is so big, I have so much Reddit gold that I'll never need to lift a finger in the gym.
Bending logic.
I need booze to feel good about myself.
At some point, you actually have to do something and stop talking about it.
Most people when they're 25 have a toilet paper degree and a mountain of college debt. There's stuff you can control, there's stuff you can't control. My dad didn't love me. The entirety of society is like set up to like punish people like that. People really want to believe that they're the exception and not the rule. So the problem is most people have that revelation when they're like 36.
Socializing online.
Oh my God. I understand how lonely it can be. Ice cold. It is a bleak nuclear winter. I get that. If you get derailed, that's almost a guarantee that you're gonna get ruined. It's written in the prophecy, my friend. You're entering into a phase now where your happiness should be tied more to your goal completion and less to your immediate surroundings.
The good thing about the American dream is that you can just go to sleep and try it all again the next night.
F22 says, been dealing with derealization and depersonalization recently. Any advice to overcome constant existential thoughts that make life seem pointless and exhausting?
Can you ask that kid if he's smoking weed? Are you smoking weed, bro? In the chat, is he smoking weed? Stop smoking fucking weed. Stop. You can't be a serious person and be smoking weed.
I bought a weed pen with my first paycheck. I went from 220-pound football player to 163-pound Asmongold looking freak. Do I seek help?
You just identified the problem. Everybody says, what about Nick? What about Nick? If you've built 10 houses and written a comedy show, go smoke whatever you want. But that's not you. You can't do stunt driving like me. You can't smoke weed like Nick. You cannot do the things that you see that people doing, outliers.
Yeah, no, I'm with Sam on that. I'm like 6.5 weeks no weed. Yeah, no, I get it. I didn't lie. I'm kind of like on the non-weed thing. I get it. I'm clear and crystal headed. I'm running and shit. Do it if you want. It's just gonna slow you down. It's gonna put a hindrance on your thoughts. Some people it'll ruin your life. For me, it didn't. I used to tax myself heavily with weed, so I always felt like a piece of shit for smoking weed when I was like 19. So I would like go home and like draw all my workout for the week and do these weird like autistic notes. So I'd have like little notebooks where I would always have like how much money I have in my pocket, how much money I have in my bank account, how much money I'm gonna make in the next 10 days, 30 days, 90 days. And I used to do these like draw outs like constantly when I was on weed before I could like enjoy myself to smoke weed and like watch a funny movie or have my friends. I would like tax myself heavily with weed. It was just like a tick for feeling like a piece of shit because I knew it was a stupid thing to do. And some people flush their lives down the toilet smoking weed, and he's not wrong. I just wish that you I hope that you find a way not to honestly, I think it's just moderation, man. Pick your battles.
You're excluding yourself from the world of success and fulfillment if you are doing weed. Just stop. You can't be a serious person and smoke weed. It doesn't work. The rationalizations have when smoking weed. Sam doesn't know what he's talking about with weed. You can totally smoke weed. Look at Nick. I'm just like Nick. Yeah, you built your own house. That's right. Oh no, that's right. Everybody who's told me that weed is good and that I don't know what I'm talking about isn't living in a pigsty, filthy ass room surrounded by energy drink cans. No, you built your own house. Yeah, you're just like us. But I get the weed it's so culturally embedded. It's like a young person thing. It's like impossible to. It's like Rick and Morty. You can't like get away from it. The thing is though, with all these things, people really want to believe that they're the exception and not the rule.
Yeah.
Like they want to believe that so bad, and that most of the time you're not. That's why it's the rule. It's more likely that it's the rule that you're not the exception and you're delusional. That's way more common. Not that that's everybody, but that's way more common. If you see someone winning a hot dog eating contest,
yeah,
by eating 50 hot dogs, this like addiction to logical bending logic to make an argument. Like
if I can only use the right amount of logic, my argument will be airtight. What about the guy that ate 50 hot dogs? Boy.
Here's what you look like saying that.
Shut the up!
If you're an outlier, if you're an extreme type A alpha personality that's like race car motor mind, you might have to do that. But if you're a regular person, it's gonna ruin you. So stop.
Specifically the pen. Pen allows you no like consequence. You can smoke weed whenever, wherever, at work, in the car. It's the same reason I'm like critically addicted to vapes. I'm self-aware of this. I can vape anywhere. I can't light up a cigarette at the UPS store.
I can because I'm a UPS store insider. But you gotta stop doing it. And if I'm wrong, that means you're making mad money. You're physically in good shape. You're happy. You're getting good sleep. If that's what you're doing, toke up. If you're hard up enough that you're messaging me about it, stop smoking weed. You have to stop. You can't be a serious person and be drinking. It doesn't work. So you should either just decide now to be drunk. You just go all in or stop. That's like baby. I need a drink on my bottle. I need liquor to feel good. I need booze to feel good about myself. My dad didn't love me. Stop. You're a baby if you think that way. You can't do anything. You can't go anywhere if you're drinking. It doesn't work. People who have alcohol addiction specifically, they'll have they can put together a semblance of a normal life for like 5 years.
Yeah.
But it's written in the prophecy, my friend, that you're gonna f it up. You're going to blow it up. You're gonna call your boss after work and chew him out while you're drunk. You're gonna get a DUI. It's going to happen. So you have to stop. You just have to. Next time you feel the urge to pick up a bottle and drink, just remember that you're gonna be at an intersection offering to wipe off people's windshields. If you're a person who has a problem with drinking, like it will destroy you. Like if you're genetically predisposed, and you know that you're not the type of guy that can just go have a drink and be cool. You know that you're using this substance to like feel better about yourself or like aid yourself in self-destruction. It's just not possible to have a functional alcoholism. It just doesn't work that way. Pay attention to the passage of time, and just in the morning, check yourself in the morning, at night. Do not with substances. There's very few people who can successfully get on board with an alcohol problem or a weed problem and not have it screw their life up. Be present and don't get derailed. Those are the two main things. Those are the big ones. Worrying about the path is less important than worrying about the derailing, because there's ways to make money and get fulfillment from a lot of different paths. You don't have to do like this one special thing that's like, oh, I've realized that studying proteins was my quest. It was my holy grail. It's not like that. You can get fulfillment and enjoyment and money from a lot of different things, and as long as you're moving forward and like taking a path, you're good. But yeah, if you get derailed, that's almost a guarantee that you're gonna get ruined. So do not get derailed. With rage, you got to be really careful about being a rageaholic. You don't want to experience rage and have like pleasure from it. A lot of people have that, where it's like the rage. They enjoy the feeling of getting mad. Like it feels good. That's a real thing. Rageaholism. You can't have that. Like society, the entirety of society is like set up to like punish people like that. So you have to eject. You can't have rage. Anything bad happens, you just have to prepare yourself so that it doesn't happen again. Like if you get beat up or something, you get punched out, you got to go. Like I'm sorry to say this, but there's no quick fix. And if you're pussy about it, you're just gonna hate yourself for 10 years, for 20 years. You have to get good at fighting. If something gets all messed up and goes wrong, you have to make it so that the next time it happens, it won't go down the same way. That's the only thing you can do.
Don't fight old people in the streets.
I don't know about that one. It feeds into being egomaniacal and narcissistic, and it makes you real difficult to converse with after you've been doing for like 5-10 years. Like it's a long-term problem. Honestly, taking testosterone puts you on I'm on a very even mental keel, and I know that sounds like a fake to say, but I don't have high highs or low lows in terms of like negative emotion. I'm just kind of I'm at a constant state of agitation that's comfortable for me.
Yeah.
And at any moment, myself or at someone else, but I'm good.
Sam, how do you deal with worry?
I don't worry about a single thing, my friend. There's stuff you can control. There's stuff you can't control. there's no point, and it's a truism, a trope, and a truism to say that there's no point to worrying. But if you can internalize that and really realize that that's the case, that is the case. You're entering into a phase now where your happiness should be tied more to your goal completion and less to your immediate surroundings. But the socializing stuff, it is important to be likable, but you can go without socializing for a while. I'll tell you, if you lift weights, you'll get better at it. If you get strong, listen, oh man. Hey, fat, ugly people. You know what's funny? If you lose a bunch of weight and get strong to the point where people can look through your t-shirt and see that you're strong and that maybe, hopefully, you're slim and they can see some definition around your torso, I bet if you did that, you'd mysteriously become more likable with no possible explanation why. And I know that's the hardest thing in the world for a unlikable mess with grisly facial hair and a brain that's so big you'll never need to lift weights. My brain is so big, I'm so smart, I have so much Reddit gold that I'll never need to lift a finger in the gym. I know it's hard for you guys to wrap your heads around, but I bet if you got muscular and lost weight, that all of a sudden, for no reason at all, no scientific reason that's possibly quantifiable, mysteriously, people would start talking to you differently. Just a hunch. Go see if you get a six-pack if you're still bad at socializing.
It's not that bad, man.
It gets pretty bad out there for a lot of people. I mean, that's why so many people are on like Discord trying to like find friends and making online friend groups. That's because everything is pretty bad. Socializing online. Oh my God. I know that it's very hard to find friends. I'm an outgoing person. I'm a popular person. It's taken me my entire adult life to amass the sort of collection of people that I think are worthwhile. That's taken my entire adult life. I understand how lonely it can be, how hard it is. You know, the wilderness out there. You step outside your mom's house and it's ice cold. It is a bleak nuclear winter. I get that. You have to monitor what's actually happening when you go on one of these communities, including MDE community, whatever, and even if it's based around a positive thing, you just have to monitor where your time is actually going and how meaningful the relationships you're actually building are. That's what I would say. You have to be careful with this online socialization stuff. It's just a time sink. If you're a man, at some point you actually have to fucking do something and stop talking about it.
I'm in my mid-20s with no education. I've wasted a lot of time, but I want to turn my life around for my wife and future family. Are trades still viable?
I've talked to electricians who are like, yeah, I make $120,000. I'm like, what? How?
Yeah.
How do you find out what the high-paying jobs are that are even available?
I think it's just like knowing old guys.
Yeah, just find an old guy. He said he's 25. You're not that behind the ball. It's the thing is, the point in life where you recognize that you're behind the ball or you've lost the plot is if you do it in your mid-20s, you're fine. As long as you light a fire under your ass now, you'll be good to go. But the problem is most people have that revelation when they're like 36. Oh my, I remember, that made me think just now, one of the guys we worked with left the oven gas on as like a sewer.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, you can just do that metaphorically or hypothetically, not in real life though. If you're 38 and you're like, oh,
he says he has a wife.
I should get to it. I'm 38. Better get going. You're 25. You can do whatever you want. Just decide now that now's the time where you're going to light a fire under your ass and go do something. You can do whatever you want. You're 25. And most people, when they're 25, have a toilet paper degree and a mountain of college debt. So you're actually a little bit ahead, but you do need to do something.
Definitely trades.
I've heard good things from people who were like, I took your advice and went into trades, and now I'm doing like HVAC, making money.
Yeah, HVAC's a common one we hear.
But definitely find someone local that knows what they're talking about.
I was never in this for the money, but it turns out that the money was an absolute necessity for me. I tried to live the dream. I tried to have a job, a girlfriend, another job, and I failed. But the good thing about the American dream is that you can just go to sleep and try it all again the next night.